Chosen ones, a sudden change is unfolding around you. A specific group of people is being removed from your life. It might shock you to hear this, but if you're watching this video now, it's no coincidence. There's an undeniable urgency in the air, a cosmic flare signaling that certain connections, once important or at least familiar, are about to fade. You've felt it, that simmering intensity that can't be ignored. Deep within, you know something major is coming, a great shift that's meant to guide you toward a future only someone truly chosen can see. No more delays, no more doubts. This moment requires you to stand firmly in your own power, even if it means letting go of people who once played a significant role in your life. If you're ready to embrace this profound change and walk into the life the universe has prepared for you, like this video, subscribe, and comment 77 below to show you're open to the transformation ahead. Chapter 1. The Curtain Rips Open. For some time now, you may have sensed the subtle stirrings of a quiet revolution, but few noticed it, least of all the people around you. This is the moment when the curtain rips open, and what was once hidden becomes impossible to ignore. The energy around you is no longer just energy. It's sparking and hissing, exposing the illusions that certain people in your life have tried so hard to maintain. You feel it in your gut, a deep knowing that these relationships have reached a breaking point. The friction, the misunderstandings, the growing distance, it's all speeding up. You find yourself noticing moments you would have once brushed off, but now they carry an odd static, like a distant alarm signaling that your reality is shifting, whether you're ready for it or not. In conversations, you can sense how you no longer connect with their humor, their priorities, or the way they view you. It's as if an invisible force is pulling you down a different path, urging you to move forward while others remain stalled at a standstill. These might be friends you thought would be in your life forever, or family members who once nurtured you. But the sense of inevitability is real. The universe has decided that some connections will fade, making room for new ones that are more in sync with the life you're stepping into. At first, you may resist. You try to convince yourself that small disagreements or emotional shifts don't mean much, but the signs are clear. A quiet voice inside warns you that holding on to these bonds could prevent you from reaching the future you've been destined for. This isn't about demonizing these individuals. It's simply about recognizing that life is cyclical. Some people come into your life for a season, not forever. Many chosen ones grow through pain and tension. We become accustomed to loyalty, even when it harms us, confusing it for true compassion. But this new energy that's flooding your spirit is insisting that growth cannot come from holding on to relationships with those who refuse to elevate. The tear in the curtain reveals that your path is different from theirs at a fundamental level. Staying in sync with them would be a betrayal to the silent rhythm that pushes you forward. Though it may hurt, clarity often comes hand in hand with loss. You'll begin to understand what it means to be unbound from the crowd, to stand in your own truth. Yes, the changes ahead may bring discomfort, but they are necessary for your growth, never intended. But there is also an electricity in that awareness. The promise of discovering kindred spirits who resonate at a higher frequency, waiting on the other side of this parting. The curtain has torn. Now the only question is whether you have the courage to walk onto that newly revealed stage without looking back. Chapter 2. When familiar voices go silent. In the wake of these unfolding changes, you might notice a startling quiet settling over certain corners of your life. Calls and texts you once received regularly seem to vanish into thin air. Invitations to gatherings, once so frequent, dwindle. The chatter that once surrounded you, even if it was superficial, is replaced by a stark silence. It's an unsettling calm, punctuated by the realization that some people you once lean on, or who lean on you, are no longer present. At first, you might be tempted to chase after these voices, to question why they fell silent or what part you played in that retreat. But deep within, you understand that a cosmic hand is orchestrating this hush. The energy around you is too dynamic, too charged to allow for half-hearted connections any longer. These people, whether intentionally or not, contributed to a stagnant layer that hindered you from fully stepping into your calling. Their absence, while disconcerting, is an invitation for you to hear your own soul's frequency for the first time in ages. This shift can be jarring. You may find yourself replaying old conversations, wondering if you could have done more to keep them in your circle. But remember, not every silence is rejection. Sometimes it's protection. In that hush, clarity emerges, and you become attuned to the undercurrents that have been guiding you all along. Slowly, the truth crystallizes. Those who vanished during your metamorphosis were not meant to witness the final unveiling of your promise. It's natural to feel a sense of mourning, as though you were grieving the person you once were when you were connected to them. Yet this loss makes room for the vastness of what could be. You begin to recognize how the absence of certain influences allows your own intuition to flourish. Without the weight of other people's expectations, you can finally move according to the subtle compass of your heart, no longer swayed by the opinions of those who fail to see your growing fire. In this silence, an unexpected gift emerges: deeper connection with yourself. Without constant interference or noise, you can at last hear the quiet expansions taking place in your spirit. Dreams become more vivid, insights more frequent, and a sense of unwavering resolve starts to guide your day-to-day actions. It's as if an invisible mentor steps forward in the stillness, reminding you that all transformations bring a form of solitude, one that births clarity and self-discovery. As the days roll on, you discover that this quiet isn't a void, it's a fertile ground. Where once you might have feared emptiness, you now recognize the potential woven into every unoccupied space. The energies coursing through your life are removing the clutter so that your essence can resonate without distortion. This is the territory where true healing unfolds, where new alliances have the freedom to blossom, and where your evolution can continue unobstructed. Though certain voices may have gone silent, the grand symphony of your future is only just beginning to play. Chapter 3. The reason they're being removed. You might ask yourself why the universe would take this seemingly harsh approach, snatching people away from your life with such abruptness. It's because, at a soul level, you've called out for something greater, something untainted by the smallness of half-hearted connections or old patterns. Whether consciously or not, you sent out a signal. I'm ready to align with my higher purpose. And the cosmos heard it, responding with an unmistakable chain of events that uproots every weight standing between you and your destiny. Often, these individuals who are being removed are not inherently bad. In fact, some might have helped you through darker seasons, offering comfort or companionship when you needed it most. But at this juncture, their role has shifted from helper to hindrance. They may not share the hunger you have for a life that transcends the mundane. Their presence, once stabilizing, now suddenly anchors you to an outdated version of yourself. It's crucial to remember that energy never lies. If your inner drive is surging toward a radical breakthrough, you simply can't drag along others who refuse to budge from the safety of what they've always known. The friction would grow unbearable, causing confusion and resentment to fester. So the universal directive is clear: release these bonds to make way for connections that reflect your higher aspirations. This separation can feel so sudden because transformation often happens in leaps. You might have spent months, even years, nurturing a slow evolution, shaping your mindset, and sharpening your sense of identity. Yet it all seems to crystallize in the span of a few days or weeks. One moment, you feel relatively stable. The next, everything shifts like a tectonic plate. That's how profound change tends to appear, not with timid incremental steps, but in decisive leaps that catch you off guard and demand immediate surrender. In the aftermath, you likely see the wisdom behind the abruptness. Had you been given the option, you might have hesitated forever, clinging to connections you've outgrown out of sentimentality or fear of solitude. But the universe, in its fierce compassion, pries your fingers loose, ensuring that you can't block your own ascension with outdated relationships. Pay attention to the patterns that emerge after these people exit your life. Notice how new opportunities or ideas come rushing in, as if they were waiting for a clear runway to land. Perhaps you wake up with a renewed sense of purpose, or you find yourself crossing paths with individuals who understand you in ways you never thought possible. This is the divine rearrangement at work, removing the old to usher in the new. You may feel a surge of gratitude, not just for what's arriving, but for the strange grace in how it all unfolded. Beneath the seeming chaos is a celestial precision, weaving your life into a tapestry beyond your wildest imaginings. Chapter 4. The Surge of Protection. Beneath the initial discomfort and the dull ache of severed ties, a powerful undercurrent of protection begins to make itself known. The energies shifting around you are not random. They're guided by a higher intelligence that sees the road you must travel and understands who or what might block your steps. When certain people vanish from your circle, it's akin to a fortress of light being built around you, warding off negativity that could derail your awakening. You might have sensed danger in subtle ways, perhaps an unease around specific individuals, a feeling that their presence weighed you down, or caused your self-confidence to waver. These perceptions were your intuition speaking, warning you that these relationships were draining more life force than they contributed. Now that the universe has taken steps to remove them, you might experience a sudden lightness in your day-to-day reality, as though you can finally inhale a breath of crisp, unobstructed air. Divine protection doesn't always show up as a miraculous escape from catastrophe. Sometimes it manifests as a quiet distancing, friends who no longer call, acquaintances who drift off, colleagues who become strangely indifferent. It may not be dramatic, but over time, you realize these invisible boundaries safeguard you from aimless energy, jealousy, or the silent sabotage of those who never wanted to see you rise too high. Of course, part of this protection also involves you as a chosen one. You learning to safeguard your own energy, to become a vigilant gatekeeper of your spirit. Observing how quickly certain individuals slipped away can serve as a reminder that you must keep your standards high. While the universe can facilitate these separations, it falls to you to maintain the newly cleared space, resisting the urge to let toxic influences creep back in out of nostalgia or guilt. The moment you decide your purpose is non-negotiable, you activate a potent shield around you, amplifying the cosmic barrier that's already in place. A synergy forms between your intentions and the universal blueprint for your life, repelling distractions and malice with an ease that might surprise you. The more you honor this sanctified space through mindful choices, healthy boundaries, and self-affirmation, the stronger the fortress becomes. Over time, you look back and see that each removal was a safeguard. Each vanished connection was like a stepping stone, leading you closer to your rightful place. Though you may have been reluctant at first, what remains is an environment where your gifts can flourish. It's an environment designed to host the real connections that feed your growth instead of starving it. Consider this your season of fortification, an act of sacred guardianship that ensures no force, whether internal or external, can bar you from the destiny that awaits. Chapter 5. Embracing the New Void. With these people removed or drifting away, you likely find yourself staring into a black space where chaos once reigned. The sudden calm can feel both exhilarating and terrifying. The old routine is gone. No more drama, no more forced interactions, no more half-smiles masking deeper tensions. Now in the hush of this void, you confront the realization that you have an opportunity to reshape your world from the ground up. It's natural to feel a pang of loneliness creep in. After all, for better or worse, certain habits formed around those very people. You might miss the laughter, the shared stories, or even the friction, anything that felt familiar. Yet in this emptiness, the seeds of transformation lie hidden. Where there is a vacuum, new energy can stream in, untainted by the shadows of the past. This interim period is like the quiet hush before a storm of blessings. You sense that life is orchestrating an upgrade for your spirit, but you haven't quite arrived at that next station. Think of it as a cosmic waiting room, one that demands patience, self-reflection, and faith that what's coming will justify the pain of letting go. Restlessness may nag at you, urging you to fill the empty spaces with any warm body or activity, but your higher self knows better. Lasting fulfillment won't come from rushing back into old patterns. Take this time to do what you couldn't do amid the noise. Revisit forgotten hobbies, explore creative avenues you sidelined, or dive deeper into spiritual practices that center and uplift you. As your day-to-day interactions shift, you'll notice a blossoming of clarity around what truly matters. A new sense of self begins to crystallize, forming a sturdier foundation for whatever relationships and experiences will come next. Soon you'll realize the void is not simply an absence. It's a cradle of potential. Like fertile soil waiting for seeds, your life is now primed for encounters with people who resonate with your heightened vibration. Though you might not see them yet, they are out there, just as eager to connect. Each hour you spend enriching your inner world draws them closer like a magnet. In this space, you also discover something else. Your own company is not merely tolerable, it's a source of unexpected strength. You learn to navigate your thoughts without distraction, forging a deeper bond with your intuition. Freed from the constant pull of draining relationships, you can channel your energy into self-discovery and growth. The more you embrace this emptiness, the more it transforms from a vacuum into a luminous canvas on which you can paint the masterpiece of your next chapter. Chapter 6. Encountering New Allies. Just when you've grown accustomed to the quiet, the universe unveils its next surprise. New allies arrive, sometimes in the unlikeliest of forms. These might be people who share your interests or who carry a spark in their eyes that resonates with your own. They step into your world at precisely the moment your spirit is ready to receive them, filling the space left behind by those who cannot accompany you into this elevated phase. Initially, you might hold these newcomers at arm's length, still guarded after witnessing how abruptly life can shift. But there is a different energy to these interactions, one that feels mutual, unforced, and uplifting. The conversations spark genuine excitement, fueling you with inspiration rather than draining you. These individuals might share a sense of purpose, a commitment to growth, or a worldview that aligns with the stirrings of your soul. They don't seek to reshape you. They simply mirror back the radiance they see in you. For a chosen one, such connections can be transformative. Gone is the need to dim your light to make others comfortable. You're free to stand tall in your truth, and those around you not only tolerate it, they celebrate it. In their presence, you experience a kind of resonance, as though each of you carries a piece of a grander puzzle. Your collaborative energy weaves into an extraordinary tapestry, each thread reinforcing the others. This is not to say every new person entering your orbit will become a lifelong friend or a sacred partner. Some will remain fleeting presences, offering a timely lesson or a burst of inspiration before drifting off. Yet the cumulative effect is undeniable. You're rewriting your social reality, forging bonds rooted in authenticity rather than obligation or routine. This shift feels like stepping into a foreign land where the language is your own, and at last you can speak freely. Ironically, as you welcome these new souls, you might find yourself more grateful for those who exited your life. The vacuum they left behind created the space required for something infinitely richer. Now, instead of clinging to connections out of habit, you stand in a realm of intentional community. Each relationship is a choice, a testament to your evolving standards and the person you are becoming. Pay attention to how these fresh connections challenge you to grow further. They might bring out a latent talent, encourage you to dream bigger, or hold you accountable to your own potential. With them by your side, you come to understand that true companionship doesn't hinder your expansion, it accelerates it. Together, you awaken to the realization that no matter how turbulent the journey, there's an unshakable grace in finding your rightful place among those who speak the same soul language as you. Chapter 7. The Threshold of a New Horizon. As the dust settles and you prepare to chart the next light of your journey, a subtle but powerful certainty swells within you. You are on the verge of a horizon that gleams with promise. The energies that once felt heavy or chaotic have shifted, clearing the path for a destiny you can now sense with every cell of your being. You stand at a threshold, a newly forged vantage point where you can see not just the remnants of the life you left behind, but the endless possibilities that await. It's natural to reflect on how far you've come, to trace the line from confusion and pain to the steady drumbeat of clarity that propels you forward. Once, it felt like everything you knew was falling apart. Now you realize those fractures made room for the rarest of transformations. A specific group of people was removed from your life, but their absence allowed your true essence to resurface, shimmering with fresh potential. You have undergone a deep recalibration, clearing away the distortions that no longer align with your accelerating growth. As you step into this new phase, you may find yourself more committed than ever to cultivating your gifts. Freed from past limitations, you now see your talents, passions, and unique voice in a brilliant new light. The doubts that once plagued your mind seem distant now, overshadowed by a powerful sense of purpose that unfolds before you. Inspiration is a constant companion, whispering that you are here for something much grander than the ordinary. At the same time, your heart is open in ways it never has been before. The walls that once stood firm have crumbled, replaced by a deep trust in the divine forces flowing through your life. You recognize that every challenge, every upheaval, was an initiation, shaping you into a being capable of channeling light in ways you once only dreamed possible. This is not about arrogance or self-glorification. It's about stepping into the role the universe has designed for you with quiet, unwavering conviction. Look out at that horizon. Feel the excitement stirring deep within you, the knowing that the most significant chapters of your journey are still to be written. You can sense new partnerships forming on the horizon, new avenues for creativity and service calling to you. What once felt like emptiness has transformed into a sanctuary filled with infinite possibilities. In this fertile space, you can plant the seeds of your expanded future and watch them grow beneath the warmth of your awakened spirit. Here you are, chosen one, standing at the threshold of a remarkable new chapter. The shift that has removed certain people from your life was never meant to isolate you. It was meant to liberate you. Every ending has revealed itself to be the echo of an extraordinary new beginning. The energies around you now are filled with both grace and urgency, guiding you toward the life that has been waiting for you all along. Take a moment to honor the lessons that have forged your resilience. Without the struggles, you would never have discovered your ability to turn chaos into clarity. Likewise, the solitary moments you once feared have prepared you to hear the quiet whispers of your higher calling. Now those whispers ring out like thunder in your soul, announcing an era of expansive self-expression. You are ready to stand at the crossroads without hesitation, knowing that every step forward affirms your renewed identity. The path before you is radiant, alive, and filled with limitless potential. You feel that every new sunrise is touched with subtle magic, a reminder that you can shape your evolution in harmony with the universe. Embrace each new dawn as a call to use your gifts, connect with like-minded souls, and transform any lingering doubts into fuel for your greatness. The crossroads you stand at is not just a junction, it's a gateway to a future that demands your most authentic self.